I need to rant about something for a second. I keep seeing people finance $50,000 crossovers with tiny turbo engines and CVT transmissions that I already know are going to blow up at 80,000 miles. And I keep thinking, do these people know what is sitting on Craigslist for $5,000 right now? Cars with 300,000-mile engines, parts you can buy at any auto store, and 0 monthly payments. We are living in the golden age of cheap, bulletproof Japanese cars, and I think the window is closing faster than people realize. The pre-screen loophole is real, and time did the hard work for you. Here is the concept, and once you understand it, you will never look at a high-mileage Japanese car the same way again. A company called IC Cars looked at over 400 million vehicles. Only about 1% of all cars ever reach 200,000 miles, just 1%. But 15% of Toyota Land Cruisers hit that number. The Sequoia is even crazier at almost 40%. So if you are looking at a 2004 Camry or a 2005 Accord that is still running strong with 180,000 miles on it, you are not taking a risk. The junk from that production run already died years ago. The car sitting in front of you is a survivor, and it proved itself without you having to spend a dime. I think of it like walking through a used car lot. Imagine you bought a brand new Honda Civic in 2005. There were probably 6 or 7 of those on your street. 20 years later, maybe one is still around. That one did not survive by accident. It survived because it was built right and maintained right. And that is the car you want to buy. Time already did your pre-purchase inspection for free. But the reason this matters right now, in 2026, is because of what is happening on the new car side of things. I pulled the numbers on new car financing because I wanted to see how bad it really was. What people are actually paying for a new car crossed $50,000 for the first time ever as of last fall. The average monthly payment is $748. And here is the part that should scare you. Almost 1 in 5 new car loans now tops $1,000 a month, and the average loan term has stretched to 69 months. That is nearly 6 years of payments on something that loses value every single month. Meanwhile, you can buy a 2005 Lexus LS 430 for around $8,000 to $12,000, depending on mileage. Pay cash and your insurance drops because you are not required to carry full coverage on something you own outright. Your registration is cheap, and the car will run another 100,000 miles on the same engine without blinking because it has the Toyota 3UZ V8 under the hood. I did the math on a 5-year window. The new car buyer spends roughly $60,000 to $70,000 between payments, insurance, taxes, and the value the car loses just sitting in the driveway. The LS 430 buyer spends maybe $17,000 to $18,000 total, including maintenance and insurance. That is a $40,000 gap. You could take a nice vacation every single year with the difference and still come out ahead. Now here is where I get a little fired up, because the modern cars are not just expensive, they are failing in ways that old Japanese cars physically cannot. I have personally replaced more turbos on modern small displacement engines in the last 3 years than I did in the entire decade before that combined. I had a woman come in last year with a 2021 Chevy Equinox at 62,000 miles. The turbo was completely gone. The dealer wanted $11,000 for the job. She ended up selling the car at a loss and buying a 2005 Highlander for $6,000 cash. That Highlander is still running. Ford's EcoBoost engines have been hit with multiple lawsuits. The Hyundai and Kia Theta 2-engine literally caught fire in enough cars that Hyundai and Kia had to pay out $1.3 billion across over 4 million vehicles. BMW's N20 timing chain failures can cost $22,000 to fix at the dealer. And the transmission situation is somehow worse. Nissan's CVT problems got so bad, they paid out $277 million in lawsuits. Those transmissions were dying at 60 to 80,000 miles and costing $3,000 to $8,000 to replace. Meanwhile, I have got 2004 Accords and 2005 Corollas coming through my shop with their original 5-speed automatics at 250,000 miles. The transmissions in these old Japanese cars are not clever and they are not efficient, but they are built heavy and they refuse. And I have not even gotten to the technology tax yet. AAA figured out that all those cameras and sensors on modern cars add up to 37% of your total repair bill after even a minor fender bender. A windshield replacement on a new car with lane keep assist can run $1,200 just for the camera recalibration. A side mirror with the surround view system can hit $1,600. On a 2005 4Runner, a side mirror is $40 at the parts store and takes 10 minutes to swap. I get comments every week from people saying they swapped their new car payment for an old Japanese beater and never looked back. All right, so the old cars are cheaper and simpler, but why specifically Japanese cars from this era? And what makes 2003 to 2006 so special? The engines from this era were overbuilt because manufacturers had not learned how to cut corners yet. I personally think this was the golden era for Japanese engine design, and I will fight anyone who disagrees. Toyota was still using the 2UZ iron block V8 in the 4Runner, the Sequoia, the Land Cruiser, and the Lexus GX 470. They picked cast iron over aluminum on purpose because they wanted those truck engines to last forever, and they do. I see these things routinely at 300,000 to 400,000 miles on the original engine. The only common issue is a cracked exhaust manifold, the famous tick, and that is a $2,000 repair that does not actually kill anything. Honda was in the middle of their K-Series era. The K24 in the Accord, the Element, the TSX, those engines have chain-driven cams, so there is no timing belt to worry about. They used cast iron cylinder sleeves in an aluminum block with forged connecting rods. These are tough engines that happen to go in economy cars. And Nissan's VQ35 won the Ward's 10 Best Engines Award 14 years in a row, a record that still stands today. The version in the 2003 and 2004 350Z uses forged steel connecting rods and a one-piece forged crankshaft. You want the DE version though, not the Rev Up from 2005 and 2006. Those burn oil like crazy because of the oil control ring design. That is a hill I will die on. If someone is trying to sell you a 2005 350Z or a 2005 G35, ask about oil consumption before you even start the engine. But here is the part I have been waiting to get to. Knowing the engineering is one thing. Knowing which specific cars to actually buy is another. Everyone knows the Camry and the Civic. I want to talk about the ones flying under the radar. The Toyota Matrix XRS from 2005 and 2006 came with the 2ZZ engine that Yamaha helped design. This is literally the same motor that went into the Lotus Elise. It revs to 8,200 revolutions per minute. It has an 11.5 to 1 compression ratio, and it came exclusively with a 6-speed manual. You can still find these for $5,000 to $10,000, and I think that is insane for a car running the same engine as a Lotus. The Acura RSX Type S from 2005 and 2006 uses the K20 engine with Honda VTEC on both camshafts. I have seen owners on the RSX forums with high mileage cars with 280,000 miles who say they beat on them daily and they refuse to break. You can pick one up for $10,000 to $15,000 right now. The first generation Mazda 3 with the 2.3-liter engine from 2004 to 2006 is one of the best handling compact cars of that era. You can find them for $3,000 to $5,000. They are practically indestructible. 2006 was the last year that Mitsubishi sold the Montero Limited in the United States. It is a full body-on-frame SUV with a locking center differential, low-range transfer case, and double wishbone front suspension. The Pajero platform won the Dakar Rally 12 times. You can buy one for $8,000 to $15,000, while a comparable Land Cruiser costs double or triple that. I personally think the Montero is the most undervalued Japanese SUV on the market right now, and I expect that to change within the next couple of years. And if you want a V6 manual sedan that is rarer than some exotic sports cars, look for the 2006 or 2007 Honda Accord V6 Coupe with the 6-speed manual. Honda made somewhere between 3,000 and 7,000 of them total, making these cars rare. 244 horsepower, 5.9 seconds, 0 to 60 miles per hour, and the J35-6 is known to hit 300,000 miles without drama. Just do not buy the automatic V6 Accord from 2003 or 2004. Those transmissions are garbage. The manual is bulletproof. But the car itself is only half the equation. There is a stack of legal loopholes sitting right next to these cars that buyers walk right past. Depending on what state you live in, your 2005 Japanese car might not even need to pass emissions anymore. Pennsylvania and Massachusetts cut you loose after 15 years, so cars from 2003 to 2006 already qualify. But Virginia is the real jackpot. $50 one time for an antique plate that lasts forever with zero property tax and no inspections. I tell people all the time, if you are buying an old Japanese car and you live anywhere near Virginia, register it there if you legally can. Texas eliminated passenger car safety inspections entirely starting last year, which is another win. But the real play is insurance. Hagerty, the big classic car insurer, now lets you insure cars made before 2010 for what they are actually worth. That means your 2004 Honda S2000 can be insured for what it is actually worth on the collector market instead of some lowball number an insurance company pulls out of thin air. An S2000 owner posted on the forums that his Hagerty policy runs $662 a year for $25,000 in agreed value coverage. Compare that to $1,800 to $2,400 a year for standard daily driver coverage on the same car. That is over $1,000 a year in savings, plus if the car gets totaled, you get the full agreed amount instead of whatever low number a claims adjuster decides to write down. But before you think this is just about saving money on car ownership, the last piece of this puzzle is something I find wild. I have watched the used Japanese car market closely for years, and these cars have stopped losing value. And for some of them, the bottom is not a floor anymore. It is a trampoline. Hagerty's data shows Honda S2000 insurance quotes are up over 250% in the last 5 years. First-generation Toyota Tacoma values jumped 30% since 2021. A 2007 Land Cruiser 100 Series sold for $74,000 on an auction site in March of this year. A 2004 Subaru STY sold for $112,000. A 2006 Mitsubishi Evo 9MR went for $161,000 on Bring a Trailer. Now, I am not saying every old Accord is going to become a collector car, but I am saying that a well-maintained 2005 Lexus LS430 you buy today for $10,000 is probably not going to be worth $5,000 in 3 years. It might be worth $12,000. And that is a value curve that no new car in history has ever offered. You pay $50,000 for a new crossover today, and it will be worth $20,000 in 5 years, a guaranteed loss. The old Lexus holds or climbs. That math does not lie. Here is my take on the whole used Japanese car market. We are in a window right now where these cars are old enough to qualify for every loophole, cheap enough for regular people to afford, and reliable enough to actually use as daily drivers. But the window is shrinking. The Evo parts are drying up. Mitsubishi is not making new ones. Honda owners are hoarding hardtops and steering racks. Land Cruiser prices are climbing every quarter. If you have been sitting on the fence about picking up one of these cars, I would stop waiting. If you are about to go shopping for one of these cars, you need to watch this video first. I broke down 10 Japanese cars that will break before 40,000 miles, and some names on that list will shock you because a couple of them are brands people think are bulletproof. I will drop that one right here.